stuff, and
well, you know, I was reading some trends, and I'm amazed at the percentage of the American population that has to rent storage, because we just can't get enough stuff. And it's, you know, we are an overconsumptive society by any stretch of the imagination. But if you look at the size of most of our houses compared with the rest of the developed world, we have larger houses to begin with. And we're still renting extra space because we just got to buy stuff and collect. And I'm probably worse than many, if not most. I'm not a hoarder, but you know, that's a trend. And tell me a little bit about the demographics, if you're familiar with them. You know, how many people in the general public end up needing space on a chronic basis, or versus when they're in a transition, or they're moving, or they're looking for a house, or how's that work?
and people are downsizing. They maybe have a 2-3 garage. And they fill it with stuff. So they need more space. Or they could be downsizing, kids in college, when they're coming home, they need space temporarily just to move, you know, to hold their college stuff until they go back in the fall.
I see. Okay. Oh, so it would be a 3-month thing for the summer type of thing. It could be a temporary. We do month to month. Oh, okay.
It's whatever you need. If you need need a space for 1 month, a year, 2 years, however long you need it, we have the space for you. So come see us.
And what are the constraints? I mean, obviously you could put a vehicle in there, you could put a motorcycle in the winter.
That's correct.
You could. Are there any constraints on what you can store? Or, I mean, obviously you don't need nuclear waste in there, or
Correct.
hazmat,
Correct.
or any of that kind of stuff. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, you would sign a lease with us, and it would go over everything that you cannot store in there, but just normal stuff that you would be able to store in your house.
Well, I have to ask, this is kind of the oddball downside of this, but obviously there were a couple of shows on cable about people that abandon these, and I'm sure you run into that too, as anywhere else.
We do, yeah, we do.
So you will run auctions on that? I'm just curious because it seems like a very bizarre way to, a hobby, if you will, and some people do it as a business.
We do have monthly auctions if needed. We have had a couple recently. They're the first Wednesday of the month, and we've been advertising in the Star Ledger.
And you should be advertising on Jersey Talk Radio, maybe, perhaps.
And that's
what kind
correct.
of turnout do you get for them?
Well, the auctioneer we have has a following. So,
I see. So you actually hire an auctioneer to do it. It's not a silent bid or anything.
No, they come just like on Star Wars.
Storage Wars?
Storage
Star
Wars.
Wars, I don't think they were selling. But yeah, well, maybe. I didn't see the last Star Wars. So
I didn't either.
I don't know. Maybe I had to get to the theater. What's the craziest thing you ever sold, you found in a storage container in your experience?
That's a good question.
Not that that's the business you're in, but it's curious.
No. I mean, it's just amazing. It's unfortunate that people leave their things behind, that they're not able to pay for the unit, because they do. It is a process, and you know, they have plenty of warning, time. They have plenty of time to get their stuff out, So.
You ever come across anything very valuable, or pretty much bag of old socks and some newspapers?
Mattresses and that sort of thing. Yeah, but I personally haven't come across anything.
Have you heard of anything in the company, or no?
Not recently. No, not recently.
So it's not a way to get rich,
No.
You might be hauling somebody else's junk out and paying for the opportunity to do
It's possible, but you never know.
And so tell us where you're located. And you've got locations all over the country. So
we do. Ohio and Philadelphia and Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and we have like 7 at least in New Jersey.
Wow.
So we're right up the road, a couple miles up the road on 190 West, Route 173. Yeah, 173 West, Asbury, New Jersey. So.
And the number, if they want to give you a call?
908-713-6767.
And the website, because if they're, we have people, this is on the web, so it's worldwide. So if somebody was in Ohio was tuning in, what? CompassSelfStorage.com. And how many locations do you have nationwide?
We have right now 69 plus. It's 69 and growing.
So it's a growing business.
It is. Absolutely.
So just keep buying that stuff, folks, because these people need to store it for you when you've stuffed your own home to the gills, and It's interesting. But it's a great service, and there are many times in life when this would be something that's very helpful and necessary in a transition period. So.
And we do make life easier for you, and yeah, just come on down.
And folks can access their property 24 hours a day, right?
It's actually 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. that they
can. Oh,
can.
I see, okay.
And it's 7 days a week. And the office is open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. And it's a gated,
all right, so
secure
it's not
location.
Anybody and his brothers, coming up and
right. It's secure, very secure. And we have packing supplies as well. If
so
you
that's
need
nice.
any of
so
that
if you
stuff.
need to move, right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could refer them to moving companies
Yes.
and packers
Yes.
and
Yep.
shippers and all that neat
We
stuff.
do. We absolutely do. We work together.
We have a lot of comprehensive services that go far beyond just storing. So that's great.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going to
Thank
come up
you.
and take a walk around and
Very
look
good.
at some, hope you don't lock me in an empty room, but I'll come up and see you.
We
So
look
thank you
forward
for
to
coming
having
by.
you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming out
Thank
and
you.
supporting
Have a good
Linda
night.
tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Penny. So, for those of you that have too much stuff and nowhere to put it, now you have an option, and that is Compass Self-Storage. And they are a nationwide company. They're very friendly, very accommodating, and they have a lot of options that they can share with you to help you in your storage. So we're ready for another guest here tonight, and we're at the Hunter and Shared Space facility right off Interstate 78 in beautiful Hunterdon County, New Jersey, in the Clinton area on Route 78. I'm Bruce Pearson. I'm with you on Jersey Talk Radio, and we're coming to you live this evening on location for the ribbon cutting here. We have a distinguished-looking gentleman here with us tonight. Your name, sir?
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie, how are you? Bruce Pearson with Jersey Talk Radio. Thanks for being on with us this evening.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Wilson, and what you do.
Well, I'm retired from the faculty at Penn State,
Well, welcome.
and I currently own Learning with Laughter, LLC, back in State College, Pennsylvania.
State College, the home of Penn
But
State, of course,
I'm a friend of Linda,
as are many people.
and I came up here to attend the Toastmasters meeting this evening. I'm the guest speaker.
And you are the illustrious guest speaker, very high accolades for you. So tell me a little bit, for people that are listening or watching, tell me about the history of Toastmasters, its mission, and if you would, just give us the thumbnail.
Well, supposedly the number one fear that human beings have is a fear of public speaking. And the Toastmaster organization helps people overcome that, gives you a sense of self-confidence to be able to speak before audiences. And they've been doing it now for 90 years.
Wow. My primary fear has always been a colonoscopy, but I think probably second to that is speaking in
Yes,
public. Unfortunately, I've never had a fear of that. That's why I ended up on radio.
Right,
so.
well,
I have a face for radio.
Some of us are very well adapted.
How long have you been involved with Toastmasters?
I've been a Toastmaster for 28 years.
Wow. And how did you get involved in it?
I worked for a laboratory at Penn State that had Navy contracts.
Okay.
And I was a department head who had to do reporting to admirals, and I kept putting them to sleep. So I figured there has to be a different way, and so I joined Toastmasters and got hooked.
What is involved in the commitment to be in Toastmasters if someone in the audience wanted to get involved in it?
Well, we have either weekly or twice a month meetings.
Okay.
And you are asked to attend. You're given an initial manual with 10 speeches in it. Once you complete those 10 speeches, you become a competent communicator. Toastmasters doesn't tell you what to talk about. It just gives you various assignments like gestures or vocal variety or something like that. But you create the speech yourself.
Nice.
And give it. So it's a creative outlet for you, and plus it gives you practice. So.
And what's the normal time frame that people take to complete that 10 speech
Normally they do
program,
it within
curriculum?
the first 1 or 2 years.
Okay, so it's not an inconsequential commitment. It's
No.
a serious commitment.
Then once you become the competent communicator, you can go in to become an advanced Toastmasters, and then after doing another 40 speaches, you become
And what
a
is
distinguished Toastmaster.
Certainly, it's well regarded in industry and in the corporate world as well. But what is What does that translate to in your experience or your knowledge in folks, you know, in the climbing the corporate ladder? What are the success stories that you could relate to our listeners about, you know, how it's changed their career or their personal lives or whatever?
Well, I started out in engineering.
Right.
And I thought all I had to know was the equations.
Right.
And the science behind
Give
it.
them the data and
Give them the data
get out of here.
and get out of here.
In the drawings, right?
And then I realized that you have to sell
No matter
yourself, your project, and you have to get enough confidence that you become capable of doing that. And that's essentially what Toastmasters helps you do.
And you've heard a lot of, I guess, a lot of success stories being in your position.
Yes. And Toastmasters not only does training, it also has a contest cycle.
Oh, really?
So that you can compete at the club level, then go
Move
up
up,
various
huh?
stages. And then in 2008, 35,000 people started out competing at the club level, and then there were 10 of us left in Calgary.
Kind of sounds like the company's still making money in the economy in 2008, right? It started with 35,000 and 10 were left.
Yeah.
So you went to Calgary. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice city.
Yep. I didn't finish in the top 3, but it was an experience of a lifetime.
But you were one of those 10.
Yes.
Well, congratulations. That is quite an achievement. Out of how many started?
35,000.
Wow. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's the Olympics of public speaking.
Yeah, it is.
And it's quite an honor to have you down here, and shows that your friendship with Linda to come out. And you live in State College still?
I still live in State College.
Well, that's a bit of a trek. What was it about?
Took
About
3 hours
Three
and
hours.
15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure to meet you,
thank
Mr.
you for
Wilson,
having
and
me
I
in.
look forward to listening to your speech. And
You're going to stay for
I'm
it?
going to try to
All
stay.
right.
If I'm not on the air, I'll be there listening, because I could certainly use the help. So
Okay.
maybe I can pick up some pointers. And
We'll
thank
look
you
for you
again,
in the
sir.
audience.
Thank you, sir, very much. Thanks for being
Thank
on
you.
Jersey Talk Radio this evening. And Mr. Wilson is with Toastmasters and is very highly renowned, one of the top people competing in the Toastmasters competition, as he was saying, and that was out in Calgary, in British Columbia, Alberta, excuse me. Sorry for all our Canadian friends there. I don't want to misspeak the Canadian landscape, if you will. Once again, this is jerseytalkradio.com, and we're on location tonight. A very simple broadcast, bringing you HD video and certainly radio broadcast from a really unique business, HunterSharedSpace.com. If you go to Hunterton, Hunter, as in Hunter, DON, SharedSpace.com, you can read about a very reasonable service, and that is high quality, fully equipped space with all the amenities that you can rent on a daily, weekly, monthly, or full-time basis. So if you are a single business proprietor and you want to hold a seminar or a expose of new products or equipment or services, and there's no need for you to have a conference center or a conference room or a full-size office if you work 90% of the time out of your home office. What do? You either traditionally you would go to a hotel and rent a conference room, or now you have a very specially prepared space that is in a corporate setting. So this is a very unique concept. It's taking off nationwide here in North America, and this is a wonderful. Linda had some people when we were doing the site survey for this broadcast, and those folks were from everywhere from Connecticut to, I think, D.C., Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, as well as New Jersey. And we're in here, and they were just ecstatic about having a centrally located, easily accessible, right off the interstate highway location, which was world-class in its quality and its standards, very, very reasonably priced, and I won't mention the corporation, but they are definitely planning on using this again. So right now we are having the ribbon cutting And we're going to have Linda on, who is the owner of two businesses. She's actually the owner of 100sharedspace.com and Advantage Strategy. She's a corporate strategy person.
Cut the ribbon.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be outside.
All righty, and we're going to end our broadcast right now and come out and cover that ribbon cutting, and we'll be back in just a quick second. So tune in. We'll be back in a moment here on Jersey Talk Radio. I'm Bruce Pearson, and we'll be right back.